Chris Dunn and Wayne Celeste. Is that right?
That's right.
And this is the Boogie Man. We're here with the Booger Man.
Don't mind me make them bleep it out, all right? If you're going to do it right.
It is right.
Well, you here with the
Who's scared of the Boogie Man? Booger.
How you scared of the Boogie Man? I bet you check under your bed every night before you go to bed.
I guess you call this the team. So,
one part of the team.
There's more.
Way more, and we'll talk about them later.
okay. Now what
This is the man that makes the car go.
yeah. Now what did you have to say about the Rambler?
Oh, what I say? What makes you think you got the fastest Rambler in America? Well, in the world.
Well, here's the way it is. Well,
I mean, I'm just
there's no
saying.
comparison.
Okay, well then.
There's no competition.
Well, then you could say you're the fastest Rambler in the universe. I mean, that's what you could say, because if there's nothing to compare it to, I'm the fastest one in the universe.
Well, see, I didn't want to take over the universe. You know, that's
That's
the world. It's the world's fastest Rambler in Roebuck.
Well, in Roebuck. Well, I mean.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, okay.
All right, what are you number one at?
I'm.
Exactly.
That's a good,
I have the
guess
fastest Rambler in Roebuck in the world. Let's get to the point. What do you have?
I can tear up more transmissions than a gasser than anybody.
I was going to say,
I'm number one
he
at tearing
can
up
rebuild the
tracks.
transmission better than anybody after last year.
That's true.
Well, now that we're on transmissions,
Yeah.
now, answer me one question.
Yes.
When Mitch was driving the Boogie Man, how many times did he tear the transmission up?
He did not tear the transmission up that we know of, because we did, between them two races, we did have it checked over and stuff like that. So the transmission problem last year, and I'll be the first one to admit it, was not just a transmission problem. It was, we had a setup problem that was causing the transmission problem. But now, but in defense of that, in 2015, after the season, I started to went really aggressive trying to learn to drive a car, and we twisted a main shaft. So
to answer the question, the transmission was never broken when Mitch was driving the car.
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, we're in the same boat. You understand?
Okay.
Okay. Mitch knows something that we don't know.
Well, I would say, and I'll go ahead and say, Mitch Stott is the best driver in Southeast Gassers.
Yeah.
He's not, and it's like I told you earlier. Of course, I'm biased. He was my teacher, but that ain't even it. If you find another driver that's got in multiple cars and one of them, show them.
No, I ain't
One person's done it. Mitch
I believe
got in the
that
car,
Mitch
he's got in this green car, and he's one time.
I believe that Mitch can get in any car, and it'll perform better than it did with whoever's in it.
That is. I think he can find the part of a car, the sweet spot in the shifting and the clutching.
And I'm talking about find it in a minute.
I mean, he'll find it in a pass.
Yep.
And then he can duplicate that over and over and over and over and over.
Exactly right. So tell me what got you into fabricating.
Well, we're here at Dunn. We're in our new shop at Dunn. The Boogie Man Cave, as we call it. I name everything.
The Boogie Cave.
The Boogie Cave is what we call it. Right next door, I grew up in a shop that we got a machine shop next door and a fabrication shop next door. And before I could drive, Tim, I could run a lathe, I could stick weld, which that's what we learned on. We didn't even have a MIG when I was a real young kid. We had a stick weld and a TIG, and that was it. So I learned by just welding crap together, and little trailers go behind the four-wheeler and all of that, and that's how I learned how to.
I'm doing that right now.
If you learn on the old stuff, a lot of times you're a lot better on the new stuff.
So when we was growing up in that shop, Dad's the kind of person that was, if you're going to be here, you're going to do something.
Yeah.
You know, if you're going to bug me, then I'm going to put you over running that lathe, and I'm going to make it easy for you. I'm going to put some Sharpie marks on the handles, and I'm going to put a stop over here. You running in to do operation number 1, do operation number 2, and then change it, you know. And when you're a kid, that's fun. I mean, It is. You know, you're sitting there going, oh, man, I'm getting to run a lathe, you know, and you get after about the 15th part, you're like, man, I really want to go ride four-wheeler. I'm going to slide and do something. I don't want to be here doing this. But, you know, you committed at that point. But the education I got next door is made my living and will make my living for all. So, I mean, and will make me a good living for the rest of my life. And, I have to thank him for that because, I'm not a highly educated person by no means, but, the living next door, it's like this anvil sitting over here, this anvil, 4 generations of my family have beat a piece of metal on this anvil over here. And that's the same anvil that my great granddaddy owned, my granddaddy owned, my dad's worked on, and I beat metal on. You don't find history like that. I mean, people don't do that no more.
Yeah. How did you come across Quayne in the Southeast Gassers?
Ooh. That's a good one.
That's Gene's
I mean,
car,
yeah. I mean, how much time we got? Oh,
we got much. Quayne cuts these down to 10 minutes.
Well, he's gonna have to do better about that because it's a good story too.
Yeah.
All right.
The Boogie Man gets 12 minutes.
But I met Quayne.
Ask Quayne. Say, Quayne, can I have a couple more minutes?
We need more time.
I'll call him in the morning. For you.
Tell him we got to have time.
I got to have more
We got to
time.
tell these stories, and this is it's got to happen. Okay. I met Quayne Stott restoring Gene's car. We had quite a few mutual friends. He needed the help. We did what we could to help him. I think we did a good job.
So you wouldn't be racing if it wasn't for Gassers?
No. I would never have got in a drag race vehicle if it wasn't for the Gassers because I'd never drag raced before in my life. I'd been to a drag strip one time before going to Greer to meet Quayne.
Yep.
So it just wasn't my thing. But watching this, and I said, I want to I build a car. I can build a car. And so I started building a car. And the Chevy 2 here, the Boogie Man, was actually here in Anderson in a field. And it was a drag car. And it was a post car, and it was a gasser. And I drug it out. I paid $200 for it. And I drug it to the shop, and there it was.
So how'd you come up with the name Boogie Man?
That was a joke. That
we all know that. But.
No. Swear to God, I was going to paint the car green. And David Gregg was giving me such crap about you don't paint drag cars green. Some superstition crap or something about you don't do that.
That's biblical.
Well, maybe so. Show me that
version?
Yeah, well, I don't know which one. So I said, well, I'm going to paint it green. I want a green car, and I never had a green car. I said, I know the green I want to use. He said, well, then everybody's going to call you the Booger Man. The Booger Man. And I swear to God. And I said, well, what about the Boogie Man? And that is how that went down.
How did I know that it was the Booger? I just guessed it a while ago.
Listen, here's the deal. We've kind of defied stuff a little bit already. I mean, I'm a no-name car builder. And the first time I built this car with a lot of good guidance from Quayne and some other people, and it won its first 2 races out with Mitch Stott driving. All right. Now, I didn't do it justice as much last year as he did.
You're about like me, you're still training.
I'm still learning. And then learning how to adjust on the car. We're learning. I got the best group of guys. This is my engine guy. I've got a handful of guys that are the best. Jim, Chris, Jess, Wayne, Aylwine, Wayne Celeste. Everybody pitches in to make this. This car, I'm going to tell you something different. This says meet the drivers or be meet the team. Yeah. There ain't a driver out there that don't have a support system behind him. I don't care who. And I've got a group of guys that love racing as much as I do. You got Chris.
Yeah. Well, I got a bunch of homeless people come with me, too.
Well, that's
true.
great.
They love to ramble.
But that's it, man. I mean, and here's the deal. I know that I love everybody like family. I do. And I've got older brothers in this, and I got younger brothers. But I still don't want to beat my brother's ass. You know what I'm saying? So, if I can't, I promise you, I will put a X transmission on the side of this car every time I blow one apart. But if I have to literally rebuild them at the racetrack, I will. But
since me and you have got the same, let's just say, problem, we should have a contest on who could change the transmission the quickest.
I promise you I can out.
No, ain't no way.
I'll wear your ass out.
Seriously, 5 minutes.
I tell you what.
I can do it in less than 5 minutes.
I tell you what we'll do, big boy.
I can do it in less than 5 minutes.
Since you the world's fastest rambler. Yeah. I tell you what, I accept that challenge.
When are we going to do it?
At the first race we're both at.
Well, you wait till you break that transmission.
No, we're going to do it.
It'll be at the first race.
I probably will.
Right?
At wherever we at together.
All right.
All right. We will have a competition and put them on jack stands.
All right.
By ourselves.
Yep.
We're going to lay our tools out,
Yep.
and they're going to time us.
That's right.
The first one to get it on the ground owes the other $100 bill. You want to take that?
Well,
back?
we're going to go a little better than that.
Whoa.
You're going to have to put this on here. I love the Roebuck Rambler on the side of your car.
All right. I'll do that, and you got to put.
And I'll put on there, I've been beat by the Booger Man.
No. You got to put on the booger man. Listen,
The Booger Man.
Boogie Man is the man on the back whole glass of your car. We can do $100, which
I have been beat by the
I'm
Roebuck
broke. I had
Rambler.
to build a new engine this winter. I need the money.
Yeah. And we can do it right now if you want to. Their transmission. Oh, never mind.
No, there's transmission in there.
If you need,
that's all that's in there.
All right.
Do you want to go in there and make the engine sounds for me?
Yeah.
You stick your head
You
up
need
through the
to.
scoop.
I ain't scared of no Boogie Man.
I might go to
How'd you come
Seagate. What would you do if I go to Seagate? Would you be scared?
No.
You better be.
You ain't worried about that. I ain't scared of no Boogie Man.
I can bolt a big block in the back. Okay?
You'd have to.
I would, maybe I would. But I can go to Seagate. All right, boys. Now, this is Yum Yum Eat 'em Up too. Oh, no, y'all need to be seeing that right now.